What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Getaway. We're here to talk about big game Super Bowl Sunday.
That ass whooping
on
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get rid of
that
the
was
obvious.
pretty terrible. So, yeah. So, as you guys already know, the Eagles just completely dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs. That was just, crazy. Just like the level of domination.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of, like, the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, like, just so much, like, it was just one team just dominating so badly.
Mm-hmm.
So
final score 40-22.
40-22.
But very deceiving. More like 40-6
Yeah.
is what you should have remembered it for. I was saying when we were watching, it's going to be a deceiving final score. Because if they scored again, it was a 10-point game. And you'd look at it like, it was a close game. No, it was not a close game. They did not get over half across 50-yard line until the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
the best quarterback you ever seen play for most kids these days. Couldn't cross half field. Like, what are we doing?
They were getting locked up.
Yeah, it was just a dominant.
That defense was insane.
You know, no slouch on offense, but dude, that defense was just.
It was like similar to like the Buccaneers and Chiefs Super Bowl.
That's what they were
like
saying.
The pressure they were getting. Yeah,
the other time he lost was him getting pressured.
But the Eagles' pressure was more intense. Like he literally couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and
like
that
it was insane.
Saying, like on all the talk shows, like when you can send 4 guys because they didn't. You know, they had 0 blitzes in that game. They blitzed 0 times. They got that well of pressure, and they literally didn't blitz once. Like when you don't blitz, and you can just send 4 guys, your main 4 guys, and that's good enough, and you're still getting pressure. You can drop 7 every time. I mean, how are you going to get a pass off? You know? What I mean?
It was insane.
Yeah,
it was definitely some hell of a fucking defensive effort. Like I said, they're just getting pressure. Like the linebackers were on their shit. The secondary was on their shit. Like everybody just did their job, and they just got like locked up everywhere.
Yeah,
but they were just getting so much pressure on him that he couldn't really make clean throws at all. So anyway, even though it was an asshole, but we can break down like some of the stats. Real quick, just so like
the Chiefs did have good stats.
Yeah, like the top stats guys. Yeah,
like we do a lot.
They did score 16 points in the fourth. So the fourth, Kansas City won the fourth quarter, 16-6.
A lot of points and that bomb to Worthy. That's like you'll see his stats.
Yeah, I know, but it's still they still put up 16. So.
Like, what were
he had 2 TDs.
8 catches for like 150 and a touchdown.
157, 2 touchdowns.
That's a
and Kelsey and Hopkins was bad. Yeah, Kareem Hunt was terrible.
You think Kelsey's going to retire?
I think he's done. I think he should.
You think he's retiring this offseason?
Yeah, and they should just give it to Gray.
No, Gray?
Yeah. So he might be an interesting fantasy tight end next year.
I'd look at him.
He was good when he played.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe, definitely Brock Bowers, and then Gray will be like a sneaky tight end. I feel like people that draft him will be pretty happy.
Yeah, you like those kind of guys. Yeah.
But Mahomes had 257 for 3 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Mm-hmm. How do you think his fantasy outlook looks next season now? I mean, he had a pretty down year by any standard. Pretty bad year by his standards.
As you know, I don't like taking quarterbacks like early, but I think he might drop a little bit. I think people might be a little more like cautious before taking him. So I tell people I don't draft quarterbacks early. I get together my position players and then draft a quarterback that can get you like 15, 16 because if your whole team can put it together. That's why I don't pick quarterback. I will never have like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson on my team.
I like them; they're just dominant. But I don't. He could come out with a vengeance next year and prove himself. So
that's what I'm saying too. Maybe he comes out mad and he balls out. So the Eagles, like these are the stats leaders for their team. Jalen Hurts 221 for 2 TDs. Barkley 25 carries for 57. Devontae Smith 4 receptions, 69 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 3 receptions, 43 yards and a touchdown. And then Dotson, two receptions, 42 yards.
Yeah,
they got Dotson early, and he made the plays. They were like, hey, we need you to do this. Just catch the football. And he's like, yep.
And don't forget to mention the 2 picks, though. The 2 picks.
The 2 picks,
Those are some big picks. You got the rookie with the pick 6
with the
on
pick
his birthday,
6.
bro. Cooper, shout out white corners all around the world. Not many of them.
Just one.
Yeah, not many of them. There's a few, but there's not many good ones, that's for sure. So shout out him. And but they on on offense, you got to Saquon didn't even really do much. I mean, he had like what 50 yards on like 20
they
carries.
definitely game planned for him. Yeah,
But
they were just shutting down the run. But Jalen Hurts.
He had like 70 rushing yards himself. Yeah. Like he just
went crazy.
People that he could take over, I think, a little bit. And you're gonna have people probably overrating him and saying he's in the elite category. Now I'm not. I don't know if I put him in that category quite yet. Like just off of that,
he shows that he could like lead you to a win. That he can do what has to be done to get the dubs.
It wasn't a consistent season with him. That's for sure. Like he had ups and downs. That's for he was no Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow. He's not in that category yet to me. But if he's like. If they're an A, he's like a B plus. You know what I mean? He's right there to me. He's just gotta see consistent passing work out of him. But fantasy wise, oh my god, like the guy's like, he'll get you the rushing touchdowns, he'll get you everything. So fantasy wise, he's fantastic.
He's a great guy.
Even if
he could just get that throwing, but I mean, he is Super Bowl champ at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
but he just got.
But you know what's something that I don't think we even talked about yet that I kind of just thought of is not for nothing. They did add one of the best running backs in the entire league to one of the best lines in all the league. That's talked about. But is that not like a KD type of thing, like a KD Warriors type of thing? I know nobody's talking about it like that, but you got beat by the Chiefs before, and now you had to go back and add one of the best running backs in history. Not in history. Let me not give him that credit. But historically, this season he had might have been the best season of running backs ever had.
Yeah.
So you had to add a guy like that to beat this team. Now, again, it was the defense that did it. I'll give credit where credit's due. But like even Jalen Hurts, there's a little clip that I think I saw earlier that was like Jalen Hurts literally saying to Saquon, "Hey, like." You were the missing piece, man. Like you came here, you did it, you helped us. We couldn't have done without. And it's like, so there's something I think to be said about that too in a way. It's like he didn't help them in this game much, like we just said, but he definitely led them there.
Oh yeah,
like
he has some big games.
The game without him. You know what I mean?
He was insane in the playoffs. Yeah. He was putting up big ass games. Not only big ass runs, like he was putting up like good fucking games. I
mean, their defense was incredible this year.
He's a big reason offensively why they got there because when it was like sometimes the passing game wasn't working, he just like
he broke a 6-yard
run, a 70-yard run. You're like, all right, dude.
He was incredible. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from what they did, but I don't think they're making it there with DeAndre Swift as a running back.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think they fall short.
But I don't think they are.
I think like teams at that point are forced to focus on the pass, and then Jalen Hurts can make more mistakes. Where now it's like, well, they can pass, but this dude, Jalen Hurts can rush, and they got Saquon.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me against the Rams they would have won? Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Saquon went crazy in that game. Yeah. DeAndre Swift's maybe breaking 100 against them. He's a good running back.
Yeah.
For stretches, he's a good running back. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But there are stretches where he's not. Yeah, and Saquon does not have stretches like that.
He doesn't.
Saquon had a human game today, but that human game is like a good game for Swift. You know what I mean?
For Swift, you're like, oh, it was a good day for him.
Yeah, you're like, I'll take 50 yards.
He'll get a few receptions.
Yeah, like, all right. Exactly. So, if you threw one touchdown in there, you'd be like, this is a great game for Swift.
Saquon had like 54.
You're like, I'd take that from Swift almost every time. So that's my point is like, it's kind of like a KD situation, and nobody really talks about it like that. But, man, they had a load up.
Yeah, no, they stacked up. They got ready to win this season.
I mean, we could get straight into it. Like, who do you think is going to win next year? Because I think
it's going to be, I think they're going to keep winning until they're just.
If they play every game like that next year, like if you play 18 games like that, and then whatever playoff games, 22, however many, I don't know the math right now. But. It's if they play every game like that, how do they lose?
Yeah, no.
How do you lose a game like that?
They dominate.
Yeah, no joke. Like you're literally gonna go Patriot style and not lose to the Giants. Like you're gonna go perfect if you play like that every game.
Yeah,
there's no
because they beat the Commanders by a lot.
Yeah,
and then I think was their first game before that was that one close.
That was
against the Rams.
That was the Rams one where Saquon ran for like 200.
Yeah, but like the game and all I don't think it was
that close. I mean, if Saquon's running for 200.
So they literally just beat everybody. Like they were just more dominant than everyone. Like they're like, we're smacking everybody.
I've heard a couple people say that they think Jaden Daniels is going to take a big step because of what he did, where the Chiefs couldn't do this. And like you kind of thought the Washington's offensive line was really bad, but they actually looked like kind of decent because you thought the Chiefs' offensive line was good. and you see how they look against, you know, that defensive front was just unstoppable. But against the running, like Patrick Mahomes can run, but he's not Jaden Daniels, obviously.
So
maybe with a guy like that, he can get out and do some more things. Maybe if they got another playmaker, I just don't think they have the pieces. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't strike me as a Super Bowl team, but they didn't strike me as an NFC Championship team this year. So I don't know.
This year they're an interesting one. The Chiefs were just like normal.
Yeah, there's a few interesting teams that definitely
even in the season, like they weren't beating opponents by that much.
No, they were doing, but that's what honestly made me think that they were going to win the Super Bowl. Still, is because they were doing just enough to win.
Yeah,
and a win's a win. Like it doesn't matter if you're winning by 100 or 2 or 1.
And then you play the Eagles, and you're like, yeah, enough isn't enough.
Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't enough.
These dudes will tear you up. Yeah,
that was another level of a team. It didn't.
Congrats to them.
Yeah, definitely.
They played a hell of a game.
Fans. I mean, Eagles fans are annoying, but whatever, cool.
It just reminded me of like the Seahawks-Broncos game, like just Seattle, the way Seattle just stormed them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, damn, bro, like that Super Bowl was a blowout.
It was just a defensive showing, man. Like he just couldn't get a pass off, literally. Like I don't.
They were getting to his ass for sure.
He just did not look like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think that might have been his worst. I mean, I would say it was his worst game ever, but I think it was statistically his second worst game ever. But man, he just didn't look good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He did not look comfortable at all. Because he didn't make any. He wasn't able to make like a comfortable play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, he just looked like under a lot of stress out there. He just looked really frustrated with the way things were going. So I mean, it was a fair game. I was hoping for like a closer game. That would have been cool, but what happened out there, it was deserved. I mean, the Eagles just stomped them.
Exactly. Like, you couldn't have, you know, if you're an
Eagles fan. So, Eagles next year to win the Super Bowl, like, I think they could go. I think they could do a three-peat and be the first ones.
They've got to be right now. Like, you know, like I said, if they play like that, they can't lose.
They're just very good.
No team could lose if they play like that. Like, no team. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have that kind of setup, like say the Lions, they get healthy with Aiden Hutchinson. And Aiden Hutchinson and the D tackle, I think it was Elam, I forgot how to say his name. They've got just some guys. And then who's the other? Who's it? Zadarius Smith they got too.
Oh yeah.
They've got a line that they could do something like that with if Hutchinson especially is there. I mean, Hutchinson was like he was first. I think he was there for like 6-4 games. He was leading the league in sacks. He was looking dominant. Okay, he was looking like a defensive player of the year. And so if they could do something like that, they've got the offense to match with these guys.
Yeah.
They've got the best offensive line. Yeah. They've got the two-headed running back that like nobody else has. They've got a decent quarterback who can win for sure.
And their coaches the offensive coordinator is like tough to read because they run a lot.
The coordinator's not there anymore. Not the coordinator.
Yeah.
The coordinator. The two coordinators aren't there. But who's the offensive coordinator's name? I'm drawing a blank on him. Ben Johnson. He went to the Chicago Bears. He was very good. He went to the Chicago Bears. I don't know I forget who they had to replace him. I don't know if they got one yet. I think it was like a wide receiver coach. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. The defensive coach, though, I forget where he was. He was D-back coach. I forget what he was, but he was on the team before. He was like that black dude with the long dreads, the big dude. I don't know if you've seen any videos of him. He looked intense. So, no. He looked cool. He was like talking to the guys in the locker room, and he was like yelling, and he just looked like a cool, defensive coordinator that could rally them troops sounding thing, Yeah. Obviously, gotta watch out for them. Eagles. I mean, if their freaking defense could step up, fucking Bengals.
Yeah, they could have been like
the Bengals. I'm saying.
Oh, the Bengals defense.
If their defense could step up, like, could you imagine you put the Bengals offense with that kind of defense?
Oh yeah,
it'd be the best team in football. I mean, I think the Bengals offense is insane.
Yeah, they do have a good offense. Yeah,
with them finding a running back with Chase and Brown and everything like that. But I mean, there's not a ton of teams. There's a ton of teams like great talent, but is there a ton of teams that can really win the Super Bowl? Like.
Besides the Eagles?
Yeah. Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens.
Yeah.
They could win. You're a few calls away.
They could get there at least. Yeah. They could get there.
Yeah, get there. Just have a chance to win. I mean,
I think besides, I could just see like Lions.
Definitely Lions.
Being the other team besides the Eagles, just because their offense is amazing, and if their defense gets Hutchinson back, I mean, if he's playing like. Those games defensively are different. You're getting a bit more sacks. So
yeah. What about what about a team like the Vikings? You think someone?
Nah, I feel like they just have like loser culture.
Yeah, it's just a culture thing.
Sorry to everybody in Minnesota, but yeah, they just have loser culture.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I mean, yeah.
Even if they have a good season, they get to the playoffs and they lose. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they're just the Vikings. I don't know. It's just like it's a team that when they get to the playoffs, I'm just like I'm not worried because they're definitely losing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
even if they win the wild card game, it's like okay, they're losing the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that's it.
Was there a team that like comeback team of the year next year, like a team that was out of the playoffs this year that you think will sneak in next year?
I hope Seattle.
Okay, as a Seattle fan, I can see that.
Yeah.
The only one I can think of is in that division is the 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, they had just a terrible year. They were injured. They were this. They were that. I mean,
it was a tough year to be
weird year with the Brandon Ayuk,
especially after coming like so many seasons of just being good.
I mean, McCaffrey being out was definitely bad. But then Jordan Mason stepped in. He was fine. It was like they had like fine guys. They were just weird, man. Yeah, they had a weird season.
Just had games where like they weren't showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watched that game with the Brock Purdy.
Oh, Brock Purdy was horrendous. I mean, that was a weather game.
That was a rainy game.
Yeah, it was a weather game, but I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback play worse in my life.
That was like bad.
Yeah, that disappointed me. They lost me my fantasy season. We don't even talk about that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was definitely not the game anyone expected. I'll say that for sure.
Definitely.
I'll say that for sure.
Definitely just a really dominant game overall. So anyway, guys. That was our breakdown of the Super Bowl. Guys, leave some comments and let us know what you think. And we're going to be coming with more videos.
Definitely going to be more consistent with the content. And
we're just going to
every week, hopefully.
Yeah, we're just going to try and bang them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay with us.
So,
keep supporting us. Thank you.
Peace out, guys.
Take care.